everyone. Jennifer Walker here.
And I'm Jess.
Just Jess.
Just Jess.
Yoga with Jess.
That's right.
And I'm Genuine Social, also as part of my brand. And we're here to talk to you today about...
Align and Ignite, our upcoming retreat in 2020.
So exciting.
So exciting.
So exciting. So, if you haven't heard anything about it yet, it would be a little odd. But it's possible. It's possible. It is a women's retreat that will be taking place January 17th to the 19th at Gaia Wellness Retreat, which is a space just outside of Wakefield.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. If you've never been, you definitely want to go. I've been there in the summer in the past, and I've seen it in the winter, and wow. Mm-hmm. It is definitely the place that we want to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not only is it a beautiful location, mm-hmm. they also provide, I could say gourmet vegetarian meals.
Yeah.
And they're also very adept at, I want to say, working with mm-hmm. food sensitivities, food preferences, yeah. all that sort of stuff. And so, like, think about it just for a second, ladies. Friday evening to a Sunday afternoon, you don't have to think about food.
No laundry. No to-do lists. Nothing.
No cleaning. Like, nothing.
Anything.
Okay, just that alone. I was like, sold. I'm coming here. Let's do it.
Yes.
So, along with that wonderfulness of the space mm-hmm. that we're going to be hosting this retreat in, the food that will be consumed during the retreat.
Yep. It's all included, by the way.
All included in the price. Mm-hmm. All there. There's also going to be, let's say, transformation happening.
100%. Transformation is the absolute appropriate word for it, because you might walk in thinking, I don't know what I'm doing here. But from the second you walk in to the second you actually leave this place, there is going to be a hell of a lot of transformation going on.
Mm. Mm. The idea of the retreat is really to create the space, more than just physically, but like energetically, emotionally, mm-hmm. creating the space for you to sort of remember who you are. It's really easy to forget who you are, and when you forget who you are, you lose focus.
Yeah, absolutely.
You lose focus on clarity, on where you're headed, where you're going, what you even want.
Yeah, what's your purpose?
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, for example, I have my Christmas shopping list completely done. Like, I haven't purchased everything yet, but I know what I'm getting everybody. I know. And I was asked, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like,
You were miles ahead of me, sister. I haven't even looked at my Christmas shopping list.
I have a kid, though. I got a shop for me and for Santa.
Right.
But just to be like, wait a second, what is it that I want? Mm-hmm. And we're coming up, people, on the 20s.
Yeah.
Again. The 20s are, what, a little over a month away?
Yeah.
The 20s again. And so they're almost here, and I don't know about everyone who's watching, but I feel like I want to go into the 20s very clear on what I want. Yeah. And I also want to let go of all the old patterns that have been following me around and holding me back.
Yeah, and not serving you at all.
Exactly.
Right? Like, not serving you at all. This is a really, really great time to do that. It's the beginning of the year. It's a time, just even energetically, it all lines up. If you believe in that, if you're someone that follows that, energetically, it all lines up in January 2020 as well. So mm-hmm. that's another, cherry on top. And I mean, you get to hang out with us. Who doesn't want to hang out with us?
Like, sold. I want to hang out with us.
Just saying.
So just creating that space in order to release those old patterns, to move forward with more confidence, remembering who you are at the very center of who you are. Mm-hmm. And how are we going to do this? Like, let's go into the how a little bit for the people who are like, oh, that sounds really nice.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, yoga with Jess.
Hi. Yeah, so on the one side, there is a yoga component to it. And when I say yoga, for those of you who have been following me for a while, know that yoga is not just the physical practice of yoga. It's a mindset, it's the food that you consume, it's the thoughts that you have, and it's just being mindful in the way that you move, in the way you think, and how you speak. So the yoga component is the grounding part. It's the part that's going to really ask those questions and allow you to sit in your body and have those answers come up naturally, right? What Jennifer is going to do then, after the yoga portion, would be...
So the yoga just is helping to open the mind, right? So we're going to be looking at who you are in the now, who you are right now, reminding yourself of that maybe a little bit. Like I said, sometimes we forget. And then helping to release those patterns using talk with one another, that space, that stillness, but then also reflection.
Absolutely.
Reflecting, and however you process reflecting, there's going to be multiple avenues for you to use during the retreat, but a lot of reflecting. And again, it seems so simple, but creating a space for this to happen can be really, really hard for people to do on their own. And then even if you do create the space, the community might not be there for you. And if you're the only one going through something like this, it makes it really difficult.
Yeah.
So I'm going to help basically facilitate this for you and help you move forward so that you can use the yoga, we can use the meditation, the stillness, the space, but then also use the reflecting to figure out, where do I actually want to go?
Right.
And it might have been a while. I know a lot of people who it's been a really long time since you've actually sat for a long period of time. I'm not talking like, I'm going to have a coffee and think about my life for 5 minutes, but like an actual created space.
Yeah. And you know what? It's really awesome that you say that, just because I've spoken to so many people who have said that they are terrified to sit alone with their own thoughts. And maybe it's not the thoughts that are scary, it's the community. It's not having that space that just doesn't make it conducive to having that kind of chat with yourself, really, you know?
Yeah, and the support afterwards.
Yeah.
So when you finish having that chat with yourself,
Yeah.
when you come out of that and you're thinking to yourself, what did I just do?
Yeah.
To have people there and ready to listen.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need a sounding board too.
Yeah.
And sometimes the people in your life, because of the relationships that pre-exist, are not the right people.
Yeah. No, exactly.
You know, they love you, you love them, but
Maybe it's
sometimes
not a fit for exactly what you need at that time.
exactly.
Yeah.
So by creating this community space for you to do this, when you come out of that, whatever that conversation looks like, sometimes it's really nice. Sometimes it's not so nice. So you have that conversation with yourself, and then you come out of it, and maybe you need to talk through it with someone.
Yeah.
You know, if that's the way that you process things.
Yeah, exactly. One of the questions that I was asked, actually, and...
Oh, P.S. If you have questions right now, you can write them right now. And if you're not watching us live, that's fine too. You can write questions in the comments below, or if it's a little more personal, feel free to direct message us.
Exactly. One of the questions that was asked was, is this for a specific group of women? Is it geared specifically to entrepreneurs? Is it geared to single moms? Is there a sort of a grouping for the kind of women that we are welcoming on this retreat?
And the answer is, if you're a woman and you want, or identify as a woman, and you want to grow in 2020, this is for you. Hey, that wasn't even rehearsed. That's pretty good. Wasn't even rehearsed. So there's no, oh, you have to be an entrepreneur, or you have to be a certain type of woman. Like, no.
Demographic. Nope.
Demographic. None of that.
Yeah.
If you're a woman, you identify as a woman, and you're like, you know what? I want to release old patterns, and I want to move forward in 2020 with clarity because I want to grow as a person.
Yeah.
This is the retreat for you.
Absolutely. Fantastic. All right. Were there any questions that were asked of you?
Well, I just kind of got the winter time. Winter time?
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you. I'm not even a fan of winter. We did a tour of
Look at this. This is not a winter face.
I think this is a winter face just in how pale I look right now. Yes, hello winter. But so wintertime, yes, but lots of hot tea, lots of opportunities to be cozy, but also for those of you who enjoy the outdoors, there's snowshoeing available.
Yeah.
You know, when we do go outside as a group, there's going to be a big fire, so there's like we're not just going to push you out into the snow.
Yeah. And also there's a private lake that actually freezes over that you can skate on if you're into skating.
You have to bring your own skates for that.
Yeah.
And there's a sauna.
And there's, yeah, exactly.
So anyone who wants to just stay in the sauna and then go up and shower, that's great. If you want to sauna and then go roll around in the snow, let me know. I'd like to watch, but I'm not going to be participating in that. But there's so much other things to do, and we want you to know that we haven't created this as a back to back to back to back. We're going to push you into self-growth. This is not what we're about.
No.
We're not about pushing you into this. This is about you having the space to do it, and in between sessions we have created, go take a look at the schedule that we have up so you can see there's a lot of space in there for you to do that self-reflection that's going to help you. And if there's a session that you don't want to attend, you are not forced to do so.
Exactly. The biggest thing, honestly, is time. Like space, absolutely, but also time. How many of us have back-to-back-to-back commitments? I can tell you right now, even today, I had 3 meetings this morning. 3 meetings plus a pickup this morning before getting on this live. And I know as soon as we're done here and we've had our little chat, I've got meetings this afternoon as well. And it's just this constant scheduling of stuff. And how many of us want to work out? How many of us want to eat healthier? How many of us want to work on our business? Whatever the case may be, it's, I really wish I could do that, but I just don't have the time. Well, guess what? This is giving you that time. Plan out what you feel you need to plan out. It might be something as simple as, on Mondays and Tuesdays, this is what I want my day to look like. Wednesdays and Fridays, this is what I want my day to look like. Once every 4 months, this is what I'd like to do. And if that's how you want to plan your time, this is the time to do it, right? Figure out what you want your 2020 to look like. Figure out what you want to get out of this year, this coming year.
And even more than that too, like if you're planning, that's really great, but let's start and give you the space to even realize truly what you want. Like truly at the very core of who you are, because it's, I've thought so many times, like I want this, I want that, and I write it all out and I plan it all out, and it falls apart. And it falls apart a lot of the time because you're thinking this is what I want, and then when you get through it and to it, you're like, maybe not.
Maybe not, yeah.
So come give yourself the space that we are providing to figure out what that core is, and then moving forward what that's going to look like for you. Because there's no shoulds here. There's no I should be doing this, I should be doing that. There's only what is in your highest good and the highest good of the people that you love.
There you go. Yeah. And that's that. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about?
Only that November 30th is the end of the early bird deadline to sign up and register. There are payment plans available, so go take a look. Don't stop yourself before you get started.
Right.
Go take a look and see, can this work for me? And we've done our best to make it work for as many people as possible.
Yep, absolutely. In terms of pricing, it is all available on the website, but if you want to hear it live, the full price for the retreat is $1,214.75, so $1,214.75. That is the full price, and off of that, if you sign up before November 30th, you get almost $200 off, which is pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
That's a lot of Starbucks.
That's a lot of Starbucks.
Just so you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's, and like I said, that is absolutely all available on the site. If you've got any other questions about, the payment plans or, how you can make this work for you, please reach out. We really, really want to make this work for as many people as possible. We are here for you.
And since you've watched to the end, we really appreciate it. Thank you. You can direct message us for a code for an additional $50 off.
Hey.
That's pretty sweet.
That's also a lot of Starbucks.
That is a lot. Yeah.
Anyways.
So thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment boxes below. But then also, if they're more of a intimate nature, you can email them to us, or you can direct message them to us through the Facebook page.
Sounds good.
So thank you for joining us, and we really, really hope to see you come for this. I can't even. There's not even a word for this incredible, amazing, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious retreat.
That's the one.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.